What if you scribbled an idea on a napkin and it became a limitless scale tech company poised for exit? What if you had a vision of eliminating an inefficiency in your community, industry, or the world, and you had a chance to co-found a company and bring this product or service to the market? What if we could positively impact every social issue with tech? 10x Tech Tank is the #1 daily show for everything tech entrepreneurship. And whether you are technical or not, you will learn, be inspired, and witness transformation in the making. People will share tech ideas on napkins. People will showcase minimum viable tech products. People will explain their cash-flowing tech companies looking for acceleration. And if the person is right, and their idea is right, and the market is right, and the business model is right, then there's a great chance you will witness some serious magic. We are on a mission to build, scale, and sell 10,000 tech companies in 10 years. And we invite you to make history with us. Together, we achieve more.
Welcome to 10x Tech Tank. I am Jared Yellin here with Eric Nowoslawki. Are you excited?
Oh, I'm
a whole new set today.
A set and a guest.
A set and a guest. We've got my man Josh here.
Hi,
Josh,
guys.
Please introduce yourself. We got a wonderful audience here. People tune in literally from around the world to hear entrepreneurs share their dreams. They share their visions, and their visions are tech ideas, as you know. Sometimes they're written on a piece of paper like this. Other times they're minimum viable tech products, and other times they're cash flowing tech companies. We're having Josh here because he has a track record in tech. He's an extraordinary serial entrepreneur with a vision. I just want to have you speak into some of the things that you've accomplished. So please take it away.
Yeah, so I've really been in interactive multimedia for many years. Started my first video production company when I was 19 years old, doing stuff for like Nike, Samsung, AT&T. Done a lot of startups, won a couple awards, and we are now trying to innovate with a bunch of different augmented reality, virtual reality, and a bunch of mobile applications that are really designed to uplift humanity, elevate consciousness, and yeah.
I love it. This dude is all about impact too. So when he looks at, because he advises, he consults, he's entrenched in the startup tech community, and what he looks for are entrepreneurs that, yeah, they need to have a financially viable business. They need to also have a business that creates impact, creates some positive change in the world. And he doesn't just talk about it. Like, this is what he lives. So I'm excited for him to hear entrepreneurs pitch us, because what he's going to be looking for is, what's the impact? Like, what's the impact? Like, yeah, I love the idea. I love that the market's ready for it. I love there's a business model, but what's the impact? How is this going to make a positive difference in the world? If you're here for the first time, welcome. And thank you for joining us. We go live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 5 p.m. Pacific Time. And we do this for you. We do this for entrepreneurs from around the world. Entrepreneurs have these dreams, these ambitions, these desires, and they don't know where to go with them. They don't know where to go with them because of a lack of resources or know-how or trust or relationships. And we built this safe place for those entrepreneurs to share their visions and their ideas. And we do this for you so you can participate. We stand to build, scale, and sell 10,000 tech companies over the next 10 years. And when you show up every night, Monday through Friday, and you are influencing our decision with regard to who we should say yes and who we should say no to, you're co-authoring that story. So thank you in advance, and please make sure that you stay engaged. Please make sure that as you hear these entrepreneurs share, then the comments below, you influence us. Tell us about the ones you love and why, and tell us about the ideas that you just stand against, politely, of course, and then explain why. You will absolutely influence us. So with that, let's see who's our first entrepreneur in the tank.
What if you knew about Instagram or Slack or Clubhouse when the company was raising a friends and family round at $10,000 per person? What if you were able to see all the tech companies that Grant Cardone and Jared Yellin have co-founded in one place and invest in any that excite you? What if you were able to expand your portfolio into early stage tech companies with extraordinary founders and teams? 10x Tech Angels is the most unique investment club that you will ever find, because not only will you see some of the most innovative tech companies at the lowest valuations ever, but you will also be educated on how to pick tech winners, meet other members of our community, and experience the excitement associated with taking an early idea to exit. Become one of the founding members of 10x Tech Angels for an exclusive offer with some extraordinary bonuses. To learn more, visit 10xtechangels.com.
All right, we are back from commercial break with another entrepreneur in the tank. What is your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Jermaine Miller, and I'm calling from Tucson, Arizona.
Awesome. Thanks so much for calling from Arizona.
I'm from Patterson, New Jersey. Want to shout that out.
What part of Jersey were you from?
Patterson.
Awesome. Good stuff. Bergen County. Good stuff. You like Bergen County, right?
Oh yeah, I'm a big fan of Bergen
good
County.
stuff. Listen, thanks so much for being here. You have 5 minutes. Please share your big tech idea. Take it away.
Right on. So I'm here in Tucson, and 34.2% of students enrolled in school are living at or below the poverty line. And that's pre-pandemic. And 87% of people who are in poverty for 7 years or more stay in poverty, which means most likely those kids who are in poverty will remain in poverty. There are a lot of solutions. There's education that already exists, and lots of things that already exist that aren't helping right now. So what I think is needed is income generating opportunities for youth that they can use now to make themselves money and help pull themselves out of, and their families out of the situation. So that's why I started Collide Esports, which is a paid internship program teaching Tucson youth the competitive gaming industry, Web3, and entrepreneurship. So how it's going to work is broken down in 3 phases. I'm going to go through those 3 phases, and that will explain to you what the entire concept is. So first, Collide Esports is a business. It's a C corporation, Delaware C corporation. We're going to hire 14 to 26-year-olds only, and we're going to train them for every position that we have. And the first set of positions are esports industry positions. So Collide is going to be putting on UFC 4 esports events for competitive gamers. Those who are inside the organization are interns. They're going to be learning about competitive gaming, about setting up events, about scheduling, project management, business. All of these things are all encompassed within the training to teach them as they're actually putting on the events, as they're getting paid, and we're all making money from the events. So that's internally. And then externally, the students who want to be fighters have to be in high school. So if you want to actually participate in the event as a fighter, as a player, you have to be in high school, and then your high school is sort of attached to us as well. Okay, so phase 1 with Collide is education and marketing. So right now, the major barrier is people not understanding words like metaverse, VR, AR, blockchain, smart contracts, and all of these things that are going to be a part of our daily lives in the next 15 to 20 years, just like the internet is, just like cell phones are, just like this way of communicating is new. VR headsets are going to be the new computer. And VR headsets are going to be the new computer. AR headsets are going to be the new cell phone. That's what I think is going to happen. So phase 1 is education. While we're getting people excited with the Collide Esports portion, we're getting high school communities involved because we're treating this like a basketball or a sports league where we want parents involved, admin involved, we want students involved, we want coaches, we want all of that whole community to get involved to support these students who are going off into the esports industry. Okay, and our main revenue at that point is going to be ticket sales from events. That's phase 1. Phase 2, and these events are going to be broadcast on Twitch. So Twitch already exists. Just here's the link to Twitch. It's $1. The fighter gets 50% of every dollar. So they bring in views. They make money from the views that they bring in. We guarantee a pay for each fighter, and then of course we pay our people who are putting on the event. Phase 2 is Tucson City, and this is where the concept broadens a little bit. So Web 2 is essentially what exists right now, sort of what this is. And what Tucson City is a physical location that's going to be an education metaverse that allows youth to actually teach whatever they want and get paid for it. How does that work? So Tucson City first is going to be TucsonCity.com, and it's going to be a physical place. And I'm hoping that you guys can see the whiteboard here. So this is Tucson City. So in Web 2,
you have 60 seconds left. You're doing a great job. 60 seconds
60
left.
seconds, copy. So on the Web 2 version, this is a flat map that you go to a website. In the Web 3 version, you put on a VR headset and you walk into the city. First stage is the main square, which regular local businesses are going to be able to purchase digital real estate and sell items in the metaverse. Over here, Cayenne Canyon is nonprofits can purchase digital real estate and create events that they can raise money. Up here is the Clover Field, where the high schools are going to purchase real estate, and that's where students are going to be able to build their high schools, learn tech, and learn everything and meet other high schools. And then lastly, the corporate district, which is, yes.
So we're just going to jump in with some questions here.
Cool.
So I think that this is an awesome idea. You're taking advantage of, well, I love it when businesses take advantage of like a big wave that's going on, right? So you're taking advantage of the wave of gaming and the wave of Web3 and crypto and all those things. So I have to ask, why do you want to be the media company and the workplace trainer? Why don't you look at partnering with people who already have the views and provide them with the organizational talent that they're going to need? Because juggling both at the same time is going to be extremely difficult. Can you speak into that?
Yes. So mainly because I learned that educating people is primary. And if I bring in partners, those partners need to be able to educate people who are coming in. So I can partner with people who have great technology and who are doing great things and who can do what I use, but I need them to also be able to teach that to anyone who's coming in. So every single educator who comes in, the only way they purchase real estate is by teaching something to those in the city.
Yeah, so and now that's true, but so for now, for the gaming though, like just I think it would be such an easy sale, right? If you were to go to FaZe Clan and say, hey, we're going to do a huge public relations play here. You're going to hire, young people, 16 to 24, who have seen poverty, and they're going to provide you services and talents that we've already trained them for. Let's roll. I think that's an easy pitch. It's something we really need. Nobody knows this space really well, and you have the ability to train the talent. So why do you even feel like you need the views?
Here's that answer. So if I just focus on Tucson right now, we're only maximizing 15 to 20,000 people in the actual physical city. But for a partnership like you're talking about, that's when we're scaling nationwide and we're talking about 2 to 5 million people in the city. And we need that broad, like that much larger marketing piece. But I'm already well established here in Tucson, the business community, already known by thousands of people. So to get hundreds of people here started off and to get money for sort of that minimum viable product, that's what I'm looking for. But yes, to scale to what you're talking about, it does make way more sense and it's easier to get someone else who's doing that. Yes.
What are your thoughts?
Jermaine, what's your background?
The short is, I was an entrepreneur in high school, started the lemonade stand essentially, made money, wanted to run business, since I was 14 years old. My family forced me to go to college. So I went to community college, learned some math. Long story short, joined the Air Force to learn some things. I became an intelligence analyst for combat search and rescue. Popped out 5 years ago, started a social media marketing agency, ran into Grant Cardone, did his sales training. I was running that. I turned that into a consulting agency because I realized marketing wasn't the problem, but people didn't know how to run a business. And then from here, trying to work with youth, I wanted to teach youth entrepreneurship. And now my goal is evolving this into having youth have a space where they can teach anything that they want and learn for themselves. And it being a crypto space, they can make money without their age and time and things like that.
So where are you in the process? Is this idea phase, which is awesome if it is, are there elements of it that are built? Have you started recruiting a team? Speak into where you are.
Terrific. Right now I'm building my board of directors, and that's going to be another 3 or 4 weeks, but I give myself until the end of the quarter to build them. And then right after that, we're going to raise $2.5 million. And that's going to be able to run the program for 2 years so we can pay everybody. And that gives us 2 years to generate, to see what income we can generate. Ideally, 1.7 million per year, but that's unlikely in 2023, which we're going to run our first event, but that's what we're going to push for. But ideally, we hit 6 figures. We want to see if we can run the organization, if we can actually teach and have kids run it at the same time. So it's a lot of learning over the next 2 years, but that's where I am. It's a board of directors and then raising funds, and then we're connecting directly to the high schools and the students.
Is there any technology that would need to be built to pull this off, or is all the technology already there?
That's a great question. The technology is already there. Yeah, the technology is already there. What I'm essentially doing as my piece is a connection node. I'm taking the people who are already building these technologies. I don't know how to build a blockchain, but I know how to get a blockchain started and run a blockchain. I don't know how to build a metaverse, but I know how to get a metaverse started, built, and run, and I know how to do all of those things. So because there's a lot of free software that already exists. Yeah, what was your question? Or did I answer the question?
Yeah,
You answered it. All right, let's see what everybody else thinks. I love your passion. I love where your heart is at. Definitely impacted this for sure. What are your thoughts? Should we move forward into due diligence? Eric, what are you thinking?
So for due diligence, I think that, again, you've clearly identified a need and you've identified a market segment that you can tell a great story around. They're in need of it completely. And then there's a lot of larger companies that would take advantage of this as well. As far as bringing it into the incubator, I'm not sure if it would be 100% the right fit, because it sounds like there's a lot of this is more like a media play than it is, a tech play. But I think that this is a viable business opportunity for yourself, and you should absolutely keep pursuing it.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on due diligence, where our team goes really deep?
Yeah.
With Jermaine, is there something here you see as viable?
Jermaine, I really love your heart, and I really love how you really see the future as far as really helping the poverty level. I think what I would love to see from you is really showing what you can do with little money, little resources, and really focusing on your resourcefulness and showing us like what it is that can be possible for you to have like a case study of like, this is what I was able to do. I was able to help a couple kids. This is how I was able to do it. And thinking about like what you can be doing today, taking action, massive action on that you could be celebrating in a year from now.
Yeah, and I want to piggyback on this because you are definitely the right person. Your heart's in the right place. You've identified a problem. You have a very unique solution to get to the problem. To first set up a board and then get $2 million, it feels like the wrong order. Like, I'd rather see you just do this. Like, I would have loved if you came in today, you're like, I did this with 4 kids. Yeah. Like 4 kids are doing this, and it's the most goosebump worthy. It's like, oh my gosh, what's happening with these 4 kids? Like the board and the resources, like that's never the issue. To me, that's like delaying what ultimately we'd want to see, which is that you've proven this out and that you're proving out that it's working. I believe it's going to work. But for that reason, I'm a no for due diligence, but our door is open. And I'd love for you to come back as you prove it out so we can support you. And thank you for what you're doing in this world. It's really impressive. All right, after commercial break, we'll have another entrepreneur in the tank.
Blueprinted is the place where you can go in and put those steps in there and then be able to impact the world and monetize on that by having a marketplace in the community that we're developing for you in Blueprinted.
So we've created the app for any expert to be able to come in and put their steps, their exact steps to success in our app and put it on a marketplace where people can go and buy their steps to any success.
All right, we are back from commercial break with another entrepreneur in the tank. What is your name and where are you calling from?
I am Asada Kirkland and I'm calling from Chicago.
Awesome. Well, we appreciate you.
You know
Definitely
this.
By you than by us here in Miami, right? What's the temperature today for you?
I think it's really low. I mean, it's down there. It might be in the negatives, but I love it. I don't care.
All right, stay warm. Awesome. Well, we're excited to bring the heat into the tank. So we're excited to have you. You have 5 minutes. Please share your big tech idea. Take it away.
Okay, cool. So basically, I am taking Black writers to the metaverse. What is the metaverse? Many people don't know, and Black people always know something last. So my job is to educate them about it, but we will be doing our book selling in it. And so it has been a way for me to bridge the digital divide that you find in our community, plus handle our home economies, those of us that are writers. I do a big book fair called the Soulful Chicago Book Fair. It usually takes up 4 city blocks here in Chicago, and every block is divided by genre, and we have a great time. But COVID said, no, you won't. You're not doing that for 2020. And so I had to find a way to make it so that we could continue to thrive as writers. And the metaverse was the answer. And so it is helping a lot of different levels of us really taking our own trajectory and putting it in motion. And so the virtual Soulful Chicago Book Fair is designed to not only have us sell books, but to offer the opportunity to people all around the world. We have authors now signed up from Canada, the UK, and so it's broadening their actual reach and then making it so the opportunity exists for people who usually wouldn't have all the travel costs and what it takes to get to Chicago to be in a fair. And so the Virtual Soulful Chicago Book Fair will run for 6 months. So people cannot ask me, where can I buy those books the day after the event? No, we'll be open for 6 months so we can keep that going. And faithfully, it'll last forever. So we'll see how it works. This will be the pilot.
So what tech do you need, or are you using a third-party platform now to host this experience?
It's called Verbella, and Verbella actually allows you to operate in the metaverse. It has conference rooms, auditoriums. We have an expo hall where we'll be selling our books. Sorry about that, guys. Can you still see me? Okay, cool. Well, we'll be selling our books. So it gives you this entire virtual experience. We even took a boat ride yesterday. I told some authors, you want to get in a boat? Let's take a boat ride. But we did it all via the metaverse. And so Verbella does it.
Very cool. And what's the economic model for you at the hosting this book fair?
Sure. So the authors pay fees, right, to be in the book fair. It's about $500 per author. Publishers, $1,000, and we have sponsors. And so that's how we usually make the money. We're also doing a percentage of when the book sells, because we'll be handling not the fulfillment, but sending the orders to the authors. So for some of that admin, we're also taking a fee from the overall cost that is made buying the books.
What do you anticipate the revenue being this first virtual book fair?
Oh, that's so hard to say because it's really dependent. We know what we want it to be, but the authors coming, 100 authors will bring us in about 50,000. I'm not charging a lot. Honestly, they would pay much more in another environment, but I have to serve a purpose first. And that's really my focus, to make it affordable for them to do, see how fabulous it is, and then paying more in the future will be great. Sponsors will add too. So we're not going to make a big profit margin, in my opinion, this first year, but I'm looking to bring in at least 100,000 by doing this.
Cool. What do you got?
I love what you're doing, bringing the book fair virtual. My question for you is, what do you see in 5 years from now? Where do you see this going? Where do you see the tech, as far as you being a technology company, where do you see this making an impact outside of your virtual book fair within your own community?
Sure. We've been doing the book fair about 5 years now, just normally. And I didn't even know that was going to happen when I did the first one. So this one, being the first Black literary metaverse environment in the world, I really think that this is going to go farther than I even imagined. We just had MC Light do our commercial. So that's like big. And then Lynn Richardson, who's like the Suze Orman of the Black community of Black entertainers, she also is going to be in the book fair. We actually went to Northwestern together. And so what I see is a larger participation by celebrities. I see it being sort of the forerunner of people using the metaverse to do and transact business. And I'm really big in Bitcoin. So you already know we're about to make it possible for people to make revenue in cryptocurrency as well.
Very cool. So how do you get people to come? Like, so how are you going to get people to come to this virtual experience? Because when it's in person, someone could drive by and just like see it, right? And then they end up walking over, and so you're just getting people that are passing by. How do you get an audience to come to this experience?
Sure. So that actually isn't our reality, where people walk by and see it. It's kind of not. Plus, it's a book fair, so you already know what they say about books in the Black community. It's like, they're not running like, oh, let me see that. But we have a very large database because I've been an author for a decade, and I've sold my book around the world. The first book is called Beating Black Kids. It's an anti-corporal punishment book. I get hired at university. So we have a very large database. Most people in our database couldn't come per se to Chicago to participate. But now that it is virtual, all of them can come.
When you promote this to your database, is there any friction from when, they're regularly coming to events, but now you have to sign up and make accounts for the metaverse event? Is there any friction of them signing up like that?
Surprisingly, it's not really friction, it's just know-how. And so what we do is we just teach them how to get into the metaverse. It's way better because at the street event, we would bring close to 5,000 people to the South Side of Chicago to experience it. But now that we're in the metaverse and people are registering from the UK and from Canada and all
absolutely.
over the country. I have authors from almost every state now in the book fair. It's like really intense, and who knew? But yeah.
Do you make money on every book sale or just the fact that the authors paid to be there?
Oh no, on every book sale we'll make a percentage. And we make money with the fee. But to me, the fee really just covers the cost of the event. This whole experience through Verbella was like $52,000. Okay, good. We have at least like 45,000 more to generate by February. And so because people are slow, they're like, what is this? How do I get in there? But once they see it, they are floored. And then you see the money coming a little faster. So basically that's how we.
I want to acknowledge you for your pivot. It's not easy, right? Like you were doing something one way and then the world got shucking up and then you're like, what are we going to do? And now you pivoted, and that's never easy to do as an entrepreneur. Let's see what our audience has. What are your thoughts on us moving forward with due diligence? Eric, what are you thinking?
So I really want to commend you. I think that this is an awesome idea. Even another pivot I might even throw on top of it. I think there's a business model here where you can have a upsell and you can do some things to make people Amazon bestsellers. It's not the hardest thing in the world to do, and then they could come away with that credibility. So I just want to throw that out there as well. As far as bringing this into the incubator, I think I would want to see just what tech needs to be built to accomplish this. You're doing it in the metaverse already successfully. And I'd want to see, what could we do around building a new software technology or building the software that would multiply this times 10 as far as its effectiveness.
Right. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I agree with what Eric says. I would love to see how the 10X Incubator would be able to support you from a technology standpoint. That's really what we're focused on. And I think that there's a lot of opportunities. I just haven't really seen exactly what that looks like yet from you.
So here's what I want to challenge you to do is do this first one. Like you've already signed up for this third-party technology, run the experience, and then sit down and make a wish list of all the things that you wish you could do, but you just weren't able to do because you're using a third-party platform. And maybe it's everything you want and more, and then you're set. And then you just keep on doing what you're doing, and you get a lot of positive press, and celebrities get behind this, and they start endorsing it, and then it becomes bigger.
Thinking about what technology of your own you could build to layer on top of that. And
because what that will do for you as a whole is like your entire valuation of your company becomes exponentially greater when you own your own tech. But you might not need to own your own tech. You might be able to accomplish everything you want and more with this platform. So for now, I'm a no in due diligence. I'm a yes in you, and I love what you're doing. So keep on doing it, and please keep us posted after this first year is complete as you make your impact. All right, after commercial break.
This is the great secret of my life. The thing that has made me is one word. Dude, this thing is so big. It's about the 10X movement.
The 10X movement had really improved my life dramatically.
Now I'm a millionaire because of it.
Our business was at $2 million. This year we're on projection to do $25 million.
Our revenue went up 29%.
We've already got our tickets for next year as well.
Before we even started, I could go home right now and I got my money's worth.
That's why I come to GrowthCon, and I'll always come to GrowthCon.
10X means a lot to me. 10X, like I told you, is just the beginning. 10 times more power to help those that need it the most. 10 times more power to motivate and inspire those out there. Give him a 10X!
With other people witnessing what's happening with us, is like chains are being broken from families everywhere.
I'm gonna tell you, 10X, it was a lifesaver, a life changer for me. And just because of what it's done for my family and what it's done for me.
And this is where people get stuck, and that's why we do the 10X Growth Conference, to get you out of comfort, to get you out of comparing yourself to somebody in Pakistan that has nothing.
We want to make this a big event for you. Our goal is to change your lives.
Welcome to your 10X Growth Conference.
And there we have it, another episode. So Josh, what are your thoughts? Got entrepreneurs from around the world pitching us. You could see like there's a little bit of nerves, right? They only have 5 minutes, which goes really quick, right? But they come and they deliver. What are your thoughts on just being in the tank and hearing these entrepreneurs share?
I think it's just so amazing that people come here with new ideas and new visions for the future of this world. How are we going to make the world a better place? They come here, they show up in their best selves, and it was just so fun being able to get to experience them and the impact that we could possibly make.
Yeah. So Eric, like we've now had, I don't even know, thousands and thousands of people come through, hundreds and hundreds pitch us on the show. And we always say we don't know what to expect, but now we have someone here as proof. Like we don't know what to expect, right? Like our first time hearing these entrepreneurs is your first time hearing these entrepreneurs. We're not part of the team that reviews the written submissions. We're just the team that's here to field them and to find out where are they and where do they want to go? Are they the right person with the right idea in the right market and also the right business model? And we're looking for that. We always want to say yes. And when we do say yes, what we're saying yes to is due diligence. This is what happens behind the scenes. We do a 60 to 90 minute due diligence session with all of our executives, and we go really deep. We go really deep into those 4 criteria: person, idea, market, and business model. We then have a team of 8 people review the recording and any collateral resources. And then we come together and we start playing what if scenarios. What if this and what if that? And what if this was our idea? What would we do it to bring it to market? And how would we build it? And then at the end of this, we ask each other questions. And then from there, we make a decision. And we hope that decision is, yes, let's do this. And then we co-found a company. If it's not, we share insight as to why, with the hope and the desire that the entrepreneur takes our advice, does something with it, and then comes back and pitches us again. So why do I share that? I share that because you're here for a reason. And it's not just to watch the show. I share it so that you have the courage to be on the show with us. I share it because I know everybody has an idea. Everyone has that big idea. It just comes down to how serious you are about yourself and how serious you are about your ability and desire to produce impact. And if tonight is the night where you're that serious, I invite you right now. Head over to pitch10x.com, fill out the written application, and maybe, just maybe, you'll be in the tank with us, sharing your big tech idea for 5 minutes. So with that, we appreciate you. Thank you for your presence. Go over pitch10x.com, and we can't wait to see you soon. All right.
Which napkin will become the next exit? Which MVP will evolve into a unicorn? Which cash-flowing tech company will reach the next level? Our hope and desire is that it's yours. Your idea, your MVP, your cash-flowing tech company. Now is your time. Head over to 10xincubator.com and submit your idea so that you get on the tank and give us the chance to transform your napkin into an exit. That's 10xincubator.com. That's 10xincubator.com. Let's go.